For my Discord's painting challenge last month, I painted Renarin. In this video, I'm going to show you my approach for the stained glass windows on his base. You can do this effect mostly with the Stormlight paint set, but I'll call out when I used other paints during this process. I started out by priming Renarin gray, and then shaded the whole base with a Nuln oil. You can get this similar effect by using strong tone instead. I then dry brush the whole base with a light gray mix to catch those raised areas on the rock and stone. I filled in the stained glass with a tan color because the tutorial I was following at the time said I should do this, but I think I could have skipped this step in the end. I then filled in the panels with red and blue. I wanted some contrast between the panels, and I wanted it to be indicative of some kind of character, like a herald was there originally standing in some form or fashion before it exploded, so I used red and blue to get that effect. I targeted a few pieces of the base to imitate shards of glass that had fallen down whenever this thing exploded. I then came in with a lighter blue and a lighter red, and I caught the tops of the panels and the edges of the shards on the ground. I then added an almost white highlight to capture the glass effect, doing an edge highlight on the base. And then each panel got a little white dot. I then decided to fill the panel edges with black to contrast from the red and blue. This is where the stained glass effect really started to pop for me, and I was really excited about it. So to finish it off, I came in with a gloss varnish, and I stained the glass and metal fittings to create the shine effect. And then the finishing touch of blocking in the base rim with black. This mini was a really fun challenge for me. The proximity of Renarin to the stained glass was the most difficult part of the process, but I am really happy with how he turned out. This gets me really excited for the Mistborn minis, as I hope we'll get to see a lot more of these stained glass sculpts coming up with the Cosmere RPG. Be sure to tune in to my Discord server for the next monthly painting challenge. March's painting challenge was dynamic duos, and I had a ton of fun with this one, and we had lots of good engagement from the community. And so in this video, I'm going to go through all 8 entries, and I hope you enjoy. So at first we had Renarin. He did Adolin and Maya. And first of all, as you can see here, the glass beads is a fantastic touch. Chef's kiss for that, right? It really brings the minis together, and especially with Maya's base. If you haven't seen it yet, Maya's base is totally blank. There's nothing on it. I don't know why they did that. But Renarin added these glass beads, which is a very nice touch, and it brings both of the minis together. And I also love Adolin's silver trim. That kind of brings his sword in as well. And then we have Stormblessed Miniatures. You can find him on Instagram at that Stormblessed Miniatures handle. And obviously, Object Source Lighting, OSL on Dalinar, fantastic. Go check out his Instagram page to see a 360 view of him. Really good mini that he was able to paint up. And then Navani looking crisp and fine. And check out these eyes, okay? Stormblessed goes in and he paints the eyes. Shout out to you. Ed109, funnily enough, he wanted to do the Lopen and Teft, but the Lopen disappeared. He doesn't know where he is. And so that is to be expected with the Lopen. So Teft came in here, and I do really like this mini, especially the cloud effect. I think there's all kinds of different ways to do it, and Ed109 did a great job here. Next up, we have Soroka, who did Shalon and Veil, probably the most close dynamic duo you can ever get. I really like how the minis have the same base, and they painted them the same way, and kind of have them back to back, look at each other. And here's another view of them. Put them next to the other minis that they have, next to Pattern, right? And then some different views. A very nice shard blade here. Something that we've talked about in the community is that these shard blades are really hard to get a nice non-metallic metal view on it, but I think this turned out pretty good. Next up, we have DC with the yin and the yang of Nail and Zeth. I really like Zeth's paleness here. That really brings out the shin skin tone, which I think is really cool. And then some other views here. I do like the dry brushing on Nail's cloak, and then also the shading on Zeth's robes. Next up, we had Kathy Ann. She did great work here. I love the crisp highlights on Adolin. Armor and shard plate looks really good when you have a nice crisp edge highlight like she did here. And you can even see some glow effect a little bit on the shard blade itself. And then Shalon, very good work here. Kathy Ann mentioned that she's a redhead herself and is really proud of the red hair on Shalon, which I agree. It's very good. And then we had Starlight, or Barrett Miniatures 17 on Instagram. Go ahead and follow him over there. He did the Colon Boys. And what I really love about his work here is Renarin's stained glass. That red looks really good. He said he took the picture as the paint was still drying, so that glow effect, or that glossy effect, is still seen there, which I think is really good. And then I do like Adolin's sword here, and the detail in that center divot is really good, as well as the dirty blonde hair on both of the boys. And then I did Adolin and Renarin as well for the challenge, so I had a blast painting these guys. I tried to use this orange color to tie them together as brothers, and then also of course the dirty blonde hair. I tried to be a little bit more subtle with Adolin's trim, although that may not be true to form because Adolin loves his fashion. So I did also try to get some better pictures with my camera, but I am really bad at it apparently. And I have this macro lens, and it's not doing very well. So if you have any photo tips for me, I would love to hear it, because this one is from my phone over here on the left, and then these are from a more expensive camera, and I think I like the ones from the phone better. But all in all, I loved this entries that we had this month. Join us on the Discord server for this month's challenge, and we'll see you over there.